my name is Michaela. I'm currently 33 weeks pregnant. I am a mom of 3. My kids' ages are 6, 3, and 22 months. Sorry I look so frazzled. I am filming this after having a very long day, and I have not felt good the last few days. So I'm just gonna kind of look a little flushed and flustered. I have kind of a stepped up nose and whatnot for this video. But anyways, currently 33 weeks pregnant. I don't think I did my pregnancy update this last week, but I would say there's a good handful of things that have changed since the last pregnancy update that I made. The first one being the fact that I have been getting very bad heartburn. Now, I think I mentioned this last time where I felt like before bed I couldn't have any like candy or anything any longer right before I went to sleep because I was getting heartburn when I was laying down, like acid reflux. And now it has progressed to the daytime. So I basically have heartburn all day long, acid reflux. It does not matter if I've just eaten before I lay down or if I eat as soon as I wake up in the morning. It doesn't matter how much fluid I have in the day. If I don't have coffee, if I have coffee, I always have it. So I just started resuming kind of snacking again when I'm in bed, just trying to make the best of it, not letting it control me. It has been pretty uncomfortable. It has prevented me from sleeping as well as I should. And it's also making it a not so great experience throughout the day to eat. It just has been making things just very uncomfortable, like 24/7 basically. Now, the second thing that I wanted to mention, I've been talking about this getting progressively worse this whole time about my pelvis, and I was pretty sure during my last update like 2 weeks ago that I was getting SPD, and that was kind of confirmed, I guess, by a chiropractor adjustment that I went to. I thought that it was going to help me by going to the chiropractor. It definitely did not help my pelvis whatsoever, and if anything, I think it made it worse. And I have been so uncomfortable this last week after that chiropractor adjustment, where it's been hard for me to walk, and I can't even roll over in bed. I have to grab onto Garrett's arm and have him like stabilize me so that I can use my arms to roll me over in bed, because it hurts so bad. If I were to try to lift up my hips to turn over in bed by myself, just that little bit of strength that I would need to do that just feels like I'm being drilled in through my pubic bone. Like, it is absolutely horrible. I feel bad for anyone who has ever had SPD before. It's just increasingly getting worse, and I still have like 2 more months left of my pregnancy, and it has just been hurting so bad. I have had previous experience with SPD where I've been told to not take any like warm baths because it could like exacerbate the condition by making your body produce more relaxin. So unfortunately, even though that sounds great, I just haven't been able to find any relief. We do have the pool that just opened up, but the weather hasn't been that great. I haven't been feeling great. And it's not as relaxing to go to the pool with 3 kids unless you have someone else with you. So hopefully it'll start heating up again, and then when Garrett's home on like the weekends, because Christopher is getting out of school tomorrow, is his last day, and we'll be able to start going to the pool more frequently. And then I'll be able to hopefully do some like pelvic exercises in the water and stuff, like in the deep end, because they don't let you take kids into the area that you actually swim in. They just keep them in like it's like 4 foot and under section unless you take like a swim test for it. So hopefully I'll be able to start doing that more often until I'm actually due. It's also really great exercise because my pelvis has been hurting so bad. I basically haven't exercised this whole pregnancy. This is the first pregnancy that I have felt absolutely lazy. I have gotten a lot more done around the house than previous pregnancies, just because that's really the only thing I can do with my energy besides taking care of my kids. But with my previous like hematoma and my bleeding and being put on bed rest and everything, I have not been able to work out this whole entire pregnancy. There was like a period where I was like cleared by my midwife where I started to be able to go on walks again. and then I stopped being able to do that, so I haven't been able to go on any walks or anything. And because of that, it brings me to my third system, where I have just been gaining weight like crazy. Like I think I have an appointment in like 2 or 3 days, and I am for sure probably at like 260 pounds now. Now I'm 5'9", but that, compared to my update of like 250 pounds just a few weeks ago, it's a very big chunk of weight. And I haven't been like stuffing my face or anything like that. I think I eat generally pretty healthy. If you guys go watch my vlogs, I'm not stingy with showing footage about what I eat. I basically show every single meal that I eat every single day instead of all the vlogs that I do. They're basically like foodie vlogs, like every single one of them. So if you're interested to see kind of how I've been eating while I'm pregnant, you can go ahead and check that out. I think it's pretty normal for the way that I have eaten or ate, I guess, during this pregnancy, just because I've had past experience with like eating disorders that I haven't really mentioned before, and I am not allowed to restrict or go on any sort of diet or health thing at all when I am pregnant, just because it puts me in a bad mindset and it makes me want to restrict and everything. So I've been recovered for quite a while now, especially when I'm pregnant. And so I just basically, I eat intuitively, and sometimes it's more and sometimes it's less. Sometimes I eat like a larger portion and sometimes I just don't eat as much. And I think that's perfectly okay. So I'm trying to really not focus on the weight gain itself, but I definitely have noticed it just because it is making me very uncomfortable. My feet have been hurting so bad by the end of the day. Not only that, but I have been getting more and more swollen, and it's just kind of made my weight gain look even worse. And it's at the point where I bought this ring not that long ago, and I can't even fit it on this finger now when it's not swollen. My ankles have been swollen all day long, and unfortunately my flip-flops broke. The new ones that I just bought, I only had them for like a month, and they broke on me. So now I've been having to wear my tennis shoes, and that's just not a comfortable thing for me to do because they're kind of small on me. Like this late in my pregnancy, I just need to get some new sandals. I've been trying to put my feet up a little bit. I'll try to put my feet up for at least like 30 minutes throughout the day, just so they're not as poofy when I go to bed. Otherwise they're like throbbing by the time I sit down in bed. That brings me also to the fact that I started to get stretch marks. I will show you when I do my belly like pic or whatever, my belly view for you guys at the end of the video. But I've been getting stretch marks at the top of my stomach that are new. Now, because I've had 3 kids already and I've gone through pregnancies where I've been like very large, this is the highest weight that I've been throughout all of my pregnancies. So I am starting to get some stretch marks a little bit sooner than I did in my last 2 pregnancies. I think it was more around like 37 weeks when I started to get stretch marks with them. But this time I'm starting to get them at the top of my stomach, and they have felt so itchy. Actually, there was one spot where it was like a bump, and I was kind of worried, like, oh no, like, am I getting pups or something? Like, it was so freaking itchy. So I just tried to leave it alone. It seems like it's actually going away a little bit, which is good. But they are kind of angry. Now, they're just very small, but they are attached to previous stretch marks. So it's kind of like I have old stretch marks, and then at the top of the old ones there's like threads of new ones shooting out of the old ones, if that makes any sense. And you'll be able to see that in a minute too. So I am starting to get stretch marks now, and it is making my stomach very itchy. Another thing is I do have an like umbilical hernia. I don't know if I've mentioned this at all inside of my update videos, but my belly button, there's a spot next to where my belly button ring used to be, and it pops out, and I can push it back in. It's very painful, kind of makes me have an upset stomach sometimes. I can't really sit sometimes because of it, because when I sit it makes it worse. It kind of pushes it out, and so I've just been staying on my feet a lot. But it seems to be something that I'm not going to be able to get rid of, and might get a little bit worse until basically after I have the baby. So I've just been applying pressure to it with my hands, and it like goes back in. I know that sounds really gross, but that's what I've been having to do, is just kind of like push it back in when I'm sitting down and whatnot, or if I'm standing up and leaning over, and I've been doing that for a while, I kind of have to push it back in just so that it's not hurting as much, because it doesn't hurt when it's like inside, but when it starts to bulge too much, that's when it starts to become painful. So I'm literally having to like push back in my internal organs from my belly button. But it's not terrible. It's not super huge or anything, luckily. So I've been able to just manage it just by being able to like push it back in, and it seems to be okay. Now, going back to the fact that it has been hard for me to sleep because of my heartburn, and of course I'm peeing constantly, especially as the baby is getting larger. I've just been peeing a lot at nighttime, and my pelvic pain, I have gotten no sleep at nighttime, and you could definitely tell in my face. Not only have I not felt good the last few days now, but I just am starting to get these black circles that are just swooping under my eye. I don't have any makeup on right now, so it's pretty like obvious how dark they are. And yes, I've had black circles under my eyes for quite a few years now, just because of my kids. And after I have kids, I get sleepless nights for a long time. But they kind of went away for a while after Thor was sleep trained, and he's almost 2 now. So I've been able to get like good sleep for a while until like further into my pregnancy, basically. But now I'm starting to not only feel how tired I am during the daytime, but I am starting to look exhausted as well. Like, I definitely look like I just need to have a baby already. Not that I am, but that's just, I'm assuming what people are seeing when they see me in public. They're like, man, she's probably gonna pop any day type of a thing. Like, she looks like she needs to have a baby now. That's just what I'm picturing in my head that people are thinking of me in public. But anyways, I will get to some more let's see, quality content now about other things that were not mentioned in the beginning of the video. These are a little bit more personal, a little TMI, so if you don't want to hear the TMI stuff, then probably just end the video now or skip to the end until you can see my stomach shot. But now that we are towards the end, I have still been getting hemorrhoids. Now, since I haven't been feeling good the last few days, I know this is so TMI, but I've had an upset stomach, and so I think that just frequently going to the bathroom has made them worse. And so I've been using just witch hazel, and I have this like Earth Angel Mama Balm bottom butter thing or whatever, and it's soothing that I could put on, and I just use like the witch hazel like Tux type pads that I have as well. And so that has been providing some relief, but unfortunately it's just because I've had an upset stomach, and so I think it kind of made it worse. So hopefully once my stomach starts to feel better, then it will kind of help the condition, I guess, until I'm further into my pregnancy and I have to deal with it all over again. But that's been happening, as well as discharge. So I have been getting more like mucus plug type discharge come out of me, where if you've never seen a mucus plug before, it looks like you have a giant snot rocket inside of your tissue after you're done wiping. Like a whole mucus plug is pretty hardy. Like, it'll be pretty long, and it'll be like a pretty thick piece of mucus, and I haven't had that extent at all, but I have slowly started losing my mucus plug a little bit, which is normal. I've lost my whole plug before, and then it just grows back, and not too big of a deal, but I thought I would mention it because sometimes people don't realize that could happen at this point in pregnancy, and they might think that they're starting to get like an infection or something, but I have no infections or anything. It's just I have been very mucusy when I'm wiping, and typically it is like in the morning time, basically. When I wake up in the morning and I first wipe, then that's when I'm getting a lot of mucus, and it's definitely more than like a typical amount of mucus that you would get just by being pregnant, because when you're pregnant you already are a little bit more mucusy down there than before, a little bit more moist. But yeah, so I have been getting some mucus plug throughout the day a little bit, but mostly in the morning time. Now I have also been experiencing more contractions after sex. So typically after you have sex when you're pregnant, especially after you get further along, you'll get like a large Braxton Hicks, especially if you like came, basically. Like you'll get a large Braxton Hicks, or sometimes it just feels like a regular contraction and it'll stay there for, you know, like a few minutes sometimes, where you just feel like you can't move all of a sudden. You just gotta kind of get out of that position and go use the restroom, do everything that you normally do. But it has been getting worse, where it doesn't just feel like a Braxton Hicks. It's like if we were to have sex, I am in pain right after. So it's definitely like I feel like it's like a honkin' hardcore contraction after that, where I just kind of have to take a moment. I can't move. I just got to give it a second, let it ride out. And I'd say that that's typically pretty normal as you get further along in your pregnancy, to kind of feel those like practice contractions, especially after sex. So I'm not like concerned about it or anything like that, but I have definitely been feeling those contractions after having sex, and it's been very uncomfortable. Now, going off the whole sex thing, it has also been extremely difficult to have sex lately. Like when we're finally doing it or whatnot, then it's just so hard to get into a good position for anything. I'm so uncomfortable with my pelvis right now that I basically can't do anything. Like I can't figure out a good position at all to make me feel comfortable. Not even on top. I know being on top is such a great position when you're pregnant, because you know you're in control, your stomach's out of the way during it and everything, but it has not really been an option because my pubic bone, the way that I have to like sit, hurts so bad when I do that. So I just thought I would mention, because I know a lot of people this late in pregnancy they're either like losing their libido with sex because they're just getting really tired, which does happen every once in a while, like every other human being. But I have been kind of not wanting to have as much sex lately, I guess, just because my pelvis hurts, my stomach's in the way, I get these honking contractions afterwards, and it's starting to just not be fun for me. So I just thought I would mention that. That's like the last big symptom that I think that I have overall for this late in my pregnancy. I do have my appointment, like I mentioned, in a few days, so I'll be able to mention, of course, all this to my doctor and whatnot, but it's all pretty normal. Like it's been like this with all my pregnancies, and so I'm pretty used to it. It's just at that point in time where I'm just gonna have to start finding new creative ways to do things, and start realizing that it's okay to let myself have a break from things, whether that's sex or cleaning or doing anything like that. Just with the amount of pain and everything that my body in certain spots is starting to be in, I think it's a good idea that I just start to kind of take it easy. I spent a large amount of time the last few days cleaning my house. I've been nesting like crazy, and I'm about to sterilize a bunch of bottles and pump stuff and pacifiers and whatnot, and I'm also going to make my room completely baby functional, like literally right after this video, even though I'm so exhausted and the kids already went to sleep and everything. So I'm about to do that though, so I'll go ahead and show you my stomach really fast. Pay close attention to my belly button where it sticks out, that's where my hernia is, and then I'll show you the stretch marks that I have on top as well. So excuse my shirt, I think I have like food on it and stuff, just because it's been a long day. So I'll go ahead and take this up. Oh, this is not a very good shot. You can't even see my whole stomach. Let me see. I'll scoot back a little bit. Okay, so this is what my stomach looks like from the front. This is where the hernia is kind of coming out. You could see it's like more bulgy right here. I also have gotten very bulleted. I feel like I'm just pointing straight out this way. My stomach has been getting so big for only being 33 weeks, but it is my 4th kid, so probably will have a little bit bigger baby than I normally do. Oh, see, there's another stretch mark that's new. Apparently I'm getting some that are starting on my side too. I'll get a little bit closer so you could see the ones on top. You see these? They're starting to become a little angry. And they're just coming off of where my old stretch marks were. You can see all my tiger stripes right here. And now at the top is where I'm getting new ones. But this is what I'm looking like. Oh, that's a better shot if I stand on my tippy toes. This is what I've been looking like right now. Very big. And this is what I mean by pushing it in. Like, it's kind of popped out right now. I literally just like, see that? How it comes back out? Like, that's so gross. But anyways, that's what an umbilical hernia looks like. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if there was too much TMI stuff at the end, but that's just kind of how it gets later in pregnancies, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. And now, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I will have my other pregnancy updates listed in the description box below. I also have a playlist on my channel of all the pregnancy updates that I've done. If you want to see other videos by myself, then go ahead and go to my channel and check out the vlogs that I do. I do some cleaning videos, other like mommy lifestyle videos and whatnot. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I don't have a very regular uploading schedule besides my pregnancy updates, so it'd be wise to put on your notification bell for my channel just so that you are aware when I post any and all of my multiple videos. So I will talk to you guys later though. Bye.